My name is Lee, and I narrate the near-death experiences of those who have died and seen the other side. If you enjoy these videos, please consider hitting the thumbs up button, subscribing, and clicking the bell icon to be notified of new content. Doing so is free and helps the channel grow. Today's experience was sent in by Michael. I won't spoil anything, so get comfortable, grab a cup of coffee or tea, and let's dive into today's experience. It was the summer of 2003. I was 19 years old, reckless and lost. Life had become a whirlwind of parties, bad choices, and a growing numbness inside me. I thought I was invincible, until the night that changed everything. I had been out with friends at a party, drinking heavily and experimenting with substances I barely understood. The world was a blur, the music pounding in my ears as I stumbled from one conversation to another, pretending I was fine. I wasn't. At some point in the night, I took a mixture of alcohol and pills that sent me spiraling. My head swam, my heart raced, and before I could comprehend what was happening, darkness swallowed me whole. That's when I realized I was dying. At first, I felt detached, as though I had slipped out of my body. There was no pain, just an overwhelming stillness. I saw myself lying there, my body limp on the cold floor, my friends panicking around me. But their voices faded, and the scene before me blurred into nothingness. Then, I was engulfed in complete darkness. It wasn't like being in a room with the lights off. It was an infinite void, stretching forever. I was alone, or so I thought. A sudden force pulled me, and I felt myself moving, though I had no body to move. A faint light appeared in the distance, small but growing, as though calling me toward it. As I approached, the darkness around me began to dissolve, replaced by an indescribable warmth. The next thing I knew, I was standing in a place unlike anything on earth. The colors were more vivid, the air alive with energy. The ground beneath me shimmered like glass, reflecting a golden sky that pulsed with light. Everything felt familiar, yet I knew I had never been here before. Then, I felt it, an overwhelming presence, a love so powerful it consumed me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. I didn't see him, but I felt him. God. Every thought, every fear, every question I had ever asked was suddenly answered, not in words, but in pure understanding. I saw my life in an instant, a vast web of choices, consequences, and the unseen ripples I had created in the world. I saw the pain I had caused, the love I had ignored, the opportunities one had wasted. But there was no judgment, only love, unconditional, pure, and absolute. Then, I heard a voice, not with my ears, but inside me, resonating through every part of my being. You are not meant to stay. I didn't want to leave. I felt more alive than I had ever been. The pain, the burdens of my life, they were gone. But the presence continued speaking, showing me things I could not ignore. I saw my mother, sitting alone in our dimly lit living room, her hands clenched together in desperate prayer. I saw my younger sister, sobbing in her room, clutching a picture of us from when we were kids. I saw my friends, panicked and helpless, calling for help, trying to wake me. And then, I saw the future. A vision played before me. What would happen if I died that night? My mother, broken, never recovering from the grief. My sister, lost without her older brother's guidance, making choices she would regret. My friends, haunted by guilt, wondering if they could have saved me. Tears filled my eyes, though I had no body to cry with. I had thought my life was meaningless, but here, in this place of infinite love, I saw the truth. I had a purpose. I had unfinished work. You must go back. The light began to dim, the warmth fading. Panic surged through me. No, please, let me stay. but the pull was too strong. The golden sky collapsed into darkness, the warmth evaporating, and suddenly, I was falling, plummeting backward through the void, faster and faster until, gasp, I shot up, choking, my lungs desperate for air. My body felt heavy, foreign. A bright light blinded me. I heard voices, my friends, paramedics, sirens in the distance. I was back. The days after my experience were surreal. Everything looked different. The world seemed dull compared to what I had seen. But more than that, I was different. The old emptiness inside me was gone, replaced by something new. A deep knowing that I was loved, that I had a purpose. I couldn't go back to my old ways. The drugs, the reckless choices, they no longer had any power over me. I needed to change. I needed to live. I spent months searching for answers, trying to understand what had happened to me. I turned to faith, prayer, and reflection. And slowly, I began rebuilding my life. I reconnected with my family, mended broken relationships, and dedicated myself to helping others find their way. There was one moment, years later, that solidified everything for me. My sister, now grown, came to me one night in tears. She told me how lost she had felt, how close she had been to making destructive choices, but that my transformation had saved her. She saw me fight to become better, and it inspired her to do the same. In that moment, I understood. I had been sent back for a reason. I had been given a second chance, not just for myself, but for those around me. I know now that life is not meaningless. Every action, every word, every small moment of kindness, it all matters. And above all, I know that God is real. He is not distant, not watching from afar, but present in every breath we take, loving us more than we can ever comprehend. So if you're lost, if you feel like life is too heavy to bear, please know this. You are not alone. You are loved. And you are here for a reason. That does it for today's experience. A very special thank you to Michael for sharing his incredible story. If you found this story inspiring, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe and continue to be blessed.